Welcome to OX Lorian. I'm 17 years old, and HoneyAI is my cybersecurity project to outsmart attackers by learning from them. Cyber attacks happen all the time. Most go unnoticed, but what if instead of just blocking them, we could study their moves, learn their traits, and build smarter defenses? That's the vision behind HoneyAI. So a honeypot is basically a decoy server. It looks like a real target to attackers, but is designed to trap them and record everything they do, like a surveillance camera for hackers. But HoneyAI isn't just about trapping attackers. By the end of this project, I'm aiming to use AI to analyze their behavior, spot their patterns, and predict threats before they happen. But first, to get all this data, I had to build the honeypot itself. And let me tell you, that did not go as easily as I hoped. So the first challenge was Cowrie, the fake shell program I'm using to fool hackers, runs on port 2222 by default. To trick attackers scanning SSH, popularly on port 22, I redirected the traffic from port 22 to port 2222. However, that meant that I locked myself out, because port 22 is what I use to log into my terminal. Simple, right? But it didn't come to me that simple. I spent hours frustrated about why this kept happening. I kept on deleting and launching new EC2 instances, repeating every painstaking command to set it up again, only for me to get locked out again. After a while, I really thought about it, and this problem came to life. So what I did was, I used a different port 2223, for me to SSH into the terminal. For this, you need to go to the AWS EC2 dashboard and then into security rules. Then in inbound rules, you can edit them and add another rule, adding port 2223 or any number with these settings. Then you can easily switch primary SSH access for you from port 22 to port 2223. And this will allow you to trap bots that scan from port 22, but also being able to log into your terminal. The next issue I had was JSON logs. So Cowrie stores every interaction as a line of JSON, which sounds great until you try to parse it. At first, I tried to extract usernames and commands manually, but the formatting was inconsistent. And some entries were cowrie.session.connect, others were cowrie.command.input, each with different fields. I even tried to get ChatGPT to write a Python program to convert this into a database file. Alas, nothing worked, as it kept leaving data spaces as null. My solution was writing a Python script to loop through each line, check the event type, and extract only what I cared about. This sounds way easier than it actually is, but just like login attempts and command output, I extracted exactly what I needed. Another change I made was exporting output as a CSV rather than a database file. And honestly, the efforts of using database files are not worth it. Obviously, there were smaller details, but I'll show more of that in a future video. Another small challenge for this week that I had was storage. These JSON logs are small individually, but they grow fast. And I realized I need a system to ingest, clean, and store logs consistently. So I'm thinking weekly auto downloads from my S3 buckets, then local parsing by importing those files into them, and then exporting them as a CSV with only the information that I want, and then long-term archive them on some cloud. So what's next? Obviously, HoneyAI is still in its infancy. I have big plans for this, and in the next episode, I'll break down how I process JSON and TTY files from my EC2 instance into my S3 buckets and then into my local device for storage and processing. So if you're interested in cybersecurity, devlogs, or just watching a high school student build something wild from scratch, subscribe and follow the journey.